It's Grow TV, where we grow together and learn about God.
Hello friends, and welcome to Grow TV. I'm Steven. I'm working on a maze puzzle. One of those tricky maze puzzles where there's so many paths to choose, but you try to choose the one that will get you through without hitting a dead end. They're kind of hard. It makes it easier if I actually pretend that I'm in the maze myself.
Hey Steve, do you want to?
Want to what?
Go in the maze.
What?
We totally can.
Are you serious?
Yeah, let's go.
Do we have to hit a button or something?
A button?
You know, like a magic button that makes things happen. Press play.
Okay, Steve, that makes absolutely no sense. Does that make sense to you guys? A press play button? Let's just go.
Just go? Okay. Whoa. Whoa, we did it.
Yeah, I told you.
So what do we do now?
Seriously? We go through the maze. Hello?
Oh, right. But which way do we go? When I was looking at it from above the paper, I could see the different paths. Now I can't.
Good news to share. I brought the paper.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that is good news. Really good news. Okay, so let's get going.
Okay.
Whoa, wait, Stacey, wait. What if we hit a dead end?
More good news to share. I've got an app on my phone that detects dead ends. When it beeps, we know we're close to one and should go in a different direction. See? Let's go this way instead.
So cool. All this good news to share. Stacey, I am so glad you're here.
Well, what can I say? I'm a natural-born surveyor and distributor of good news. Well, maybe not. But I do love to share good news. There is a story in the book of Acts, chapter 16, about someone who lived to share good news. A guy named Paul, who was also known as Saul, traveled with some of his friends to tell people about Jesus.
The good news.
Right. And God's Spirit told them where to go and where not to go. And one day, God's Spirit led Paul to the land of Macedonia. You see, Paul had a dream from God. And in the dream, a man in Macedonia begged Paul to go there and help them.
Help them with what?
Well, Paul had an idea, but it really didn't matter. It was where God's Spirit was leading. So right away, Paul and his friends left for Macedonia. He knew that no matter what was going on, God was sending them there to share the good news about Jesus. In Acts 16:10, it says, after Paul had seen the vision, we got ready at once to leave for Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them.
What a maze of life. Just listening to God and going wherever God leads and sharing the good news of Jesus wherever they ended up.
Yes, and it wasn't easy. It took a while to get there. They had to sail on a boat and travel by foot until they finally arrived in Macedonia. And while Paul and his friends were there, they went to a river where people prayed. They started telling people there all about Jesus.
Wow, straight to business. I like that. Speaking of, are we headed in the right direction?
No beeps. So yes, we're good.
Ooh, more good news.
One of the people there was a woman named Lydia. Lydia listened closely to what Paul was teaching, and after hearing about Jesus, she decided to follow Jesus too. In fact, her whole family got baptized to show that they were going to follow Jesus from now on. And in Acts 16:15 it says, when she and the members of her household were baptized, she invited us to her home. If you consider me a believer in the Lord, she said, come and stay at my house. And she persuaded us.
Wow. So it seems that God led Paul and his friends all this way so that they could meet Lydia and her family.
It seems that way, doesn't it? God was making sure the good news made it everywhere and to everyone. That was Paul's mission, to tell as many people as he could about Jesus. And actually, that's our mission too. We take on that mission by telling our friends and family all about Jesus. So, if you're ever wondering what's next, we can share the good news.
Hey, more good news. Whoa, we did it. We are at the end of the maze. Now how do we get out of here?
Exactly how we got in. We just do it.
Really? I know that we did it. I don't exactly know how we did it. You know what I mean? Did we take like a portal through space or something? Are we in like the 4th or 5th dimension?
What in the world are you talking about?
That was fun, but I'll stick to mazes on paper. I'm actually thinking about a different kind of difficult puzzle to solve.
What's that?
How do I share the good news about Jesus with those around me? It seems really difficult to do.
Well, it can be, but a great place to start is by telling your story.
What do you mean?
Like your personal experience with Jesus, the Bible, and prayer.
Oh, that's good. I always want to listen when people are sharing a story from their own lives, and it makes it seem less out there and more relatable.
Exactly. Remember how I said Paul was also known as Saul?
Yeah, like, what up with that?
Well, Paul had a pretty wild story of how he was knocked off a horse and couldn't see for 3 days before he decided to follow Jesus.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That is a wild story.
We may not have stories like that, but we all have stories. And they're more interesting than you think, especially when you're sharing about how God's love and power showed up in your life. If we're willing to give it a try, we'll find out that we can share the good news.
Very, very cool. It has been fun getting through a life-size maze with you and learning Bible stuff with you. It is always good to learn and grow together. See you next time. Bye.
In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16:9.